Hey guys, this is Ackleyattack4427 here with, of course, a brand new thoughts video for all of you guys, and oh boy, well, looks like this one has actually been long overdue, of course, at the hang-up front for sure, but boy, did I actually tease this quite well for sure, so yeah. For starters, let me say this right now. I do indeed apologize if I took way longer than I expected to finally get around to officially talk about this one for sure. But it is for legit reasons for sure. I had a lot of other videos going on and pretty much stuff regarding my outside life in particular. Probably just to name me a few on that front for sure. So. But hey, it is here now as we speak, and well, looks like I'm officially talking about it here today, so yeah. And of course, pretty much as expected, I got on pretty much my Ruby Rose emblem necklace once again, which, yes, by the way, it's time to officially talk about Ruby once again, so yeah. Kind of interesting of how for this year alone I've actually managed to talk about pretty much all things RWBY related for sure. Yeah, I mean, really think about it with, of course, the two-part crossover film with the Justice League that I did talk about pretty much for the past several months, each apart from each other for sure. I think it makes sense to finally jump back into the main series once again for sure, and yeah, boy, how I wish I could have actually talked about this earlier than I pretty much than I expected for sure, and I do mean I wish I could have seen a whole lot more earlier for sure, because yeah, this one has been long since overdue, of course, my end, but of course, I am officially making it up for it right now, and, well, I think it makes sense to finally get right on to talking about this one for sure, so yeah, I think you can pretty much get the main idea, of course, that front, so yeah, with that being said, I think it's about time that we dive back into RWBY once again, except this time, we're finally, and I do mean finally talking about their latest volume, which is, of course, well, yeah, I think you can pretty much see where I'm getting at. So yeah, looks like for today's thoughts video, we're officially talking about RWBY Volume 9 for sure. So yeah, I think it's pretty much what I'm going to be talking about here today, and yeah, like I said, I do indeed apologize if I'm long since overdue to finally talk about this one for sure, but hey, here I am officially talking about it right now for all of you guys for sure, so yeah, it's pretty much what I can say on, of course, that front. Alrighty. Okay, so yeah, I guess it is quite obvious that if you have seen several of my videos in the past, for sure, I actually make it no big surprise that I actually really do enjoy the Smashing Rooster Teeth show for quite a long time now, which is, of course, RWBY for sure, and yeah, I think pretty much the past several videos that I did on, of course, that series for sure, I'm sure they will actually do a whole lot more explaining than I would for sure, which is quite saying a whole lot because of, well, how much I've actually talked about that said show over the past several years for sure, especially since after finally getting into it for sure, so. And that's amongst other things that I have yet to get around to for sure that do also revolve around that series for sure, so yeah. But I guess it is quite obvious, of course, that front for sure. I haven't really been caught up with, of course, the show, or, of course, everything RWBY related for sure, because, well, I had a lot of other interests and things that have already got myself occupied that got in the way of course, all of these for sure. But hey, regardless of course, that front, I still actually look back on the show thinking to myself that it is actually still something well worth checking out for sure, regardless if it has one or two or quite a lot of flaws for sure. But hey, I still actually do admire it for sure, and for the fact that this year marked the show's 10th anniversary for sure, to which, yeah, I guess with, of course, RWBY Volume 9 and, of course, the two-part Justice League crossover they did, yeah, quite a RWBY-filled year for sure, and I'm honestly quite surprised to actually see that for sure, so... But yeah, nevertheless, I do think it actually is actually pretty much well worth my time for sure. And I do look back on it pretty much as one show that I couldn't get enough of for sure. So yeah, and I guess you might be wondering, pretty much for the case of RWBY Volume 9, seeing how it did came out earlier this year, I'm sure a lot of you guys may be wondering, why didn't I get the chance to actually talk about this latest volume for sure? Well, there are several reasons, of course, why that is. One is that, I guess it is quite obvious that I've been focusing on, of course, other things going on for sure. Two is that, well, I guess seeing how pretty much the show itself is already made its way onto pretty much Crunchyroll for sure. I could actually watch it on there, but the only problem is that it now requires me to sign up for a premium membership in order for me to do so. To which yeah, in case all of you guys may be wondering, honestly, I think I've actually seen several gift cards at my local Walmart promoting, of course, a premium membership on Crunchyroll, so I am definitely looking into actually getting one of those premium memberships, so that way I can actually watch anime on Crunchyroll once again for sure. So yeah, probably been a long time since I've actually watched any anime on Crunchyroll, but I am looking into getting myself a premium membership to get myself back into doing exactly that, just to see what exactly I missed out on and see what anime actually piques my interest for sure. So yeah, that's actually a couple of reasons on why that is, with plenty of others that pretty much I couldn't list at the top of my head for sure, because, yeah, I'm sure it'll actually take too long for sure. But yeah, those are, of course, my main reasons on that. However, on the bright side of course, all that for sure, I did manage to find good timing to actually finally get the chance to actually see this latest volume for sure, because I guess it's quite obvious. I did manage to get this latest volume on Blu-ray not too long ago, to which I actually ordered this off of Amazon, to which I did manage to get the day before Halloween, pretty much just right before I got part 2 of the RWBY Justice League movie, which is actually quite awesome for sure. So yeah, nevertheless, this Blu-ray that I actually got right here is, of course, in my hands as we speak, and yep, it looks like I found the right time to finally talk about this one for sure, especially since after I teased that I would actually talk about this one at the end of my review on part 2 of the RWBY Justice League movie. So yeah, I know I'm long since overdue, but I'm finally giving you guys exactly what you want for sure. So yeah, I think that's pretty much what I did. So yeah, I did manage to fire up this Blu-ray and yeah, pretty much took the time right around earlier today to finally see this latest volume for sure, and I guess a lot of you guys may be wondering, what do I think of this latest volume now that I finally got the chance to see it after quite a long time for sure? Well, I guess the answer is quite obvious. I mean, yeah, I think I know I did kind of say that I actually do like the latest volumes from, of course, RWBY, and I guess in the case of this one, honestly, to me, yeah, I mean, I guess it does fit in that category for sure. So yeah, I guess it is no big surprise on, of course, that front. Volume 9 is definitely a really good volume to me, and probably, I guess, from what I'm actually seeing, is definitely the darkest volume that I've actually seen in this show by far, and yeah, I guess you can make the argument that pretty much 1 or even 2 or maybe 3 of the previous volumes that we actually got of this show are actually much more darker for sure. But yeah, I think I guess if anything, I guess for the case of volume 9, it is dark, but I guess it's more of a pretty much a little lighthearted sort of dark for sure on that front, but it's still one of the more reasons why I still actually like it for sure. So yeah, and I think it is probably a good example I could give of course, have Volume 9 walk while Volumes 1 through 8 run for sure. To which, yeah, I guess it is actually quite a fair assumption on my part, But yeah, nevertheless, I actually really do like this latest volume for sure, and yeah, I'm glad I finally got the chance to actually view it for sure, and yeah, I guess it was actually well worth it in the end for sure, so yeah, it's pretty much what I can say on, of course, that front. Alright. Okay, so now that I actually pretty much got the short version out of the way, I think I might as well go ahead and talk about everything that I need to talk about for sure. So for starters is, of course, the story, and honestly, to me, I think story-wise, I really do admire that pretty much it actually picks up after the events of what happened at the end of Volume 8 for sure, to which, if you have actually seen it, you'll know exactly what I mean, and yeah, I think with, of course, what I'm actually seeing, I'm actually really quite amazed with some of the unique ideas they actually thrown in for sure, just actually doing something incredibly different than what we've actually seen in the previous volumes for sure, and I also do admire that they really focus mainly on just Team RWBY entirely for sure, rather than relying on any of the other characters for sure, to which I'm actually really glad this latest volume actually did that for sure, because yeah, as much as I do love all the other characters that we actually got, I do still want to keep it to the bare basics and actually focus mainly on Team RWBY for sure, and yeah, I think that's something I really do admire for sure, and I'm glad this volume really accomplished that for sure, and even the time they actually spent with, of course, each and every single one of them for sure, pretty much getting through this massive situation that they're in order to get back home. I do think it actually does work in that same, in that kind of a scenario for sure, and you know, and of course, you actually do see the struggles that they had to go through, and of course, the dilemmas, and of course, the flaws and problems they're willing to overcome for sure. Pretty much all leading to, of course, one big lesson that each and every single one of them is willing to learn for sure. So yeah, that's something I actually do admiring, of course, this latest volume, and I think it really does nail on the head for sure, to which, yeah, it's actually really quite amazing for sure. So yeah, that's what I can say for, of course, the story, and of course, for the writing, I have to say, honestly, to me, I think I wouldn't necessarily say the writing is great, but it's not really that pretty much that strong for sure. I mean, don't get me wrong, I think it's not bad entirely, but I guess, oh, who am I kidding? I do think the writing is, of course, actually good for sure, but I wouldn't necessarily it's great by all means. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong, I think some parts, in, of course, this volume, I do think are written quite well for sure, and they really put a lot of hard work and effort to actually make it work. And I do admire on what they've actually accomplished on, of course, that front for sure. So yeah, while of course a few other parts I can gather, they could have used a little touch-ups here and there to make it all the more incredible for sure. But hey, I still think the writing in this latest volume is still good enough for sure. Not necessarily one that's award-winning material for sure, but I still think it is actually done well on my part, and yeah. Pretty much some of the great stuff that we actually got in there writing-wise, it's still great, while the others that aren't, it was actually, well worth the try, nevertheless, but I still think the writing is actually really, pretty much good, of course, on my front for sure, So yeah, I think that's pretty much what I can say, of course, on my part for sure, for both the story and the writing, for of course this latest volume for sure, So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say on, of course, that front. Alright. Alright, so yeah, now that I've actually got those two out of the way, I think I might as well go ahead and talk about the next couple of things I need to talk about for sure, So for starters is, of course, the characters, and honestly, to me, I really do admire, of course, what they've done with, of course, the characters for sure. This is probably the strongest I've actually seen in this show by far. Pretty much in terms of course, characters for sure, because, yeah, we still obviously know the ones we all love, mainly, of course, Team RWBY for sure, but I guess for this case, they're giving a whole lot more development to make them all likable and interesting for sure, and yeah, pretty much of anything, they've really started to grow a whole lot as the series progress, and I guess for the case of this latest volume, it actually does show that for sure. But probably I think what I've actually seen, of course, my part for sure is that Ruby Rose by far is, of course, well, yeah, I guess she is actually the main character for sure, but really, let's face it, pretty much, I think pretty much in the the past 8 volumes for sure, we still actually see her for what she truly is for sure. Just a young girl who wants to become a huntress and actually pursue, of course, her mother for sure, and actually try her best to save the entire world of Remnant from, of course, the from pretty much the evil Salem who wants to get all the relics and, of course, take over the entire world for sure. To which, yeah, I guess is, of course, what we actually expecting, of course, pretty much throughout the majority of course, the show for sure, But yeah, I think that actually is what we actually got for sure, but we do know that as the series progress, starting with, of course, volume, pretty much volume 4 and beyond, we actually do start to actually get to know her for sure, and actually start to see a whole lot more development within her for sure, and I guess in the case of this volume for sure, this is probably a development given to Ruby Rose at its finest for sure, because, yeah, really, I think, let's face it, I think pretty much of anything, it doesn't focus on, of course, her development for sure, but it's also giving to, of course, pretty much her flaws, her problems, and even the despair that she's actually going through for sure, almost like she's thinking to herself, am I really doing the right thing for sure? Am I wanting to become the hero I'm meant to be? And moreover, am I who I am? But yeah, I think that's actually one thing I really do admire, of course, this latest volume. I do think they really put a lot of hard work and effort to give much more development for Ruby Rose for sure. And yeah, pretty much of anything, she can't keep up to her bubbly personality for sure. But yeah, I guess in the case of this volume for sure, it really does show, of course, what she's going through for sure. We did get a little hints of that in, of course, the past several volumes for sure. Yeah, pretty much, if anything, pretty much, yeah, I think from, of course, what I can, pretty much from what I can recall, I think she actually does go through a whole lot throughout this volume for sure. She gets depressed, she gets a little angsty, she gets angry, she gets absolutely sad and upset, yeah, and of course, pretty much, with all those emotions going on, just to name a few, you really start to feel for her a whole lot more. Yeah, almost like she's asking the questions. Yeah, with of course the biggest one again being, am I really doing the right thing for one? So. And that wouldn't be right up until the end of the volume, where, of course, she finally comes to the realization and actually learns her lesson and accepts, of course, who she is in particular for sure. So yeah, all that stuff throughout the course of this volume for sure. Yeah, you really do start to see RWBY actually grow a whole lot for sure, and actually understands, of course, what she's actually gone through for sure, and how she's willing to overcome it. So, but yeah, that's probably, I think, the best way I can actually describe it. While the rest of the characters, honestly, yeah, I think they actually do go through a whole lot for sure, but it's not just from one point to the next real quick. No, they actually take it step by step for sure as each episode actually progress for sure. Again, all leading to them pretty much learning this big, massive lesson that they're supposed to learn for sure. And actually, that would actually lead to them accomplishing their goal at the end. So. To which, yeah, I won't give away a whole lot for sure, but if you have seen this latest volume, you'll definitely see what I mean for sure, so yeah, that's what I can say for, of course, the characters for sure, and, of course, for the voice actors playing all these characters. Honestly, there's no big surprise. I think they really gave some really incredible performances for sure. Every single one of them I've actually seen. Again, I really do admire the delivery they give to all those, pretty much all their, yeah, pretty much the delivery they give to the acting for sure, to actually make it all the more incredible for sure, so. So yeah, with of course, when you actually see them actually going through a massive emotion, you really do feel that massive impact for sure. So yeah, I think it's what I could say, of course, that front for sure, with a whole lot more that I know I'll definitely take too long if I list them for sure. So. But yeah, nevertheless, I do think it is actually brilliantly well done for sure, for both the characters and the actors for sure, and certainly one that I couldn't get enough of anytime soon, so yeah, that's pretty much what I can say on, of course, that front. Alright, so yeah, now that I've actually pretty much got those two out of the way, what else is there for me to talk about? Actually, a whole lot for sure. For starters, again, is of course the animation, and I guess it's no big surprise on, of course, that front. I really do admire the animation, and of course, this latest volume for sure. It's still basically what you actually expect from RWBY, and it really does deliver, of course, that front for sure. It's still brilliantly well done. I really love the way the designs for the characters still stand out to me, and the way they actually move is still all the more incredible for sure. So yeah, I think that's what I could say, of course, the animation for sure, and of course, the action and the fight scenes, I still think are brilliantly well done for sure. The way they actually planned out each and every single fight scene for sure is is again all the more incredible from, of course, why I can gather, and it still, of course, defines on why I want for, of course, from, of course, this show, and yeah, it delivers on that rather flawlessly for sure. So, and of course, the world building from what I can gather, well, I guess if you have actually seen the trailers for sure, or if you have seen pretty much the latest if you have seen this latest volume entirely, I guess it is quite obvious on, of course, that front. This latest volume decided to take a break from being the entire world of Remnant for sure, and actually step foot in, of course, another world that we actually got is, of course, the Ever After, and for me, I think they really nailed that for sure. I think what they have done with, of course, the Ever After is actually brilliantly well done for sure. Yeah, it really does leap off the screen actually quite well, and I really do admire the on how colorful it actually looks for sure. Almost like pretty much you yourself are actually in this world for yourself, actually knowing, of course, what's going on for sure, and actually really does tackle, of course, pretty much your entire personality as well. And I really do, yeah, I really do like that nice touch they actually gave to the Ever After for sure, and yeah, it's hard that any other movie or show that I've seen with excellent world building will actually do that, and I'm glad this latest volume actually did that for sure. So yeah, I think that's what I can say, of course, the world building for sure. So yeah, and of course, pretty much the direction in this show, honestly, to me, I think I do kind of felt the direction, and of course, this one is a little weak from, of course, what I can gather, but I still think it's fine from, of course, my point of view for sure. I mean, it's not necessarily great by all means, but it's still passable for sure. So yeah, and of course, the cinematography is still done well, as it's shot brilliantly well to go alongside the animation for sure, and I do love on how well caught up it is through some really nice editing for sure, and of course, the music, still what you expect from, of course, RWBY for sure, to which, by the way, I think I should mention real quick, pretty much for this latest volume, there's, of course, no Jeff Williams providing the music, which is actually a massive bummer for sure, but hey, we still actually still got some great stuff from his daughter, Casey Lee Williams, to help provide the music for sure, and yeah, so yeah, God bless you, Jeff Williams, and yeah, it's such a shame you're not doing the music in this show anymore, but hey, we still love you no matter what for sure. And of course, I'll pretty much to top it all off for sure. Honestly, this actually does have some really touchy subject matters that they actually threw in for sure, to which I won't give away here. Let's just say there was one moment from what I could gather. Again, I won't give away which one, that will blow your mind. And I was really quite thrilled to actually see amongst other RWBY fans for sure, while others, on the other hand, it'll actually leave you shocked from, of course, what I'm actually seeing, almost like, holy shit! I can't believe what I'm just seeing. Yeah, that kind of reaction for sure. But again, if you have seen this latest volume, you'll see what I mean for sure. But of course, moreover, it definitely did what it needed to do, pretty much unlike the past several volumes for sure, to which, yeah, don't get me wrong, I still love the past volumes of RWBY for sure, but I guess this one pretty much did what it has to do in just still keeping true to what we got in the previous 8 volumes, but also do some things massively different for sure to still make it stand out. And I'm really glad this latest volume actually did that for sure. So yeah, with all that said and done, that's pretty much all I can list at the top of my head for sure. So yeah. Alright. Alright, so I guess overall, I guess it is quite obvious. RWBY Volume 9. I do surprisingly enjoy it still, for sure. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily put it on par like the previous volumes that I talked about for sure, but I still enjoy it for what it is, and I do think it actually is well worth checking out for sure. Yeah, it's got everything that you would expect for, of course, RWBY entirely, but also do some things massively different to mix things up a bit. And I'm actually really glad this actually did that for sure. So yeah, would I say it's definitely well worth checking out? Most certainly, for sure. Yeah, I think for, of course, what it is, this actually is actually well worth your time for sure. And I mean, yeah, you're probably gonna get a way different experience than, of course, what I actually got for sure. But I still think it is actually well worth checking out for sure. And for the fact that it's only about 10 episodes long for sure. Yeah, no joke, I actually looked it up, and yeah, it seems like there's only about 10 episodes for sure on, of course, this latest volume, which probably, I guess, from what I can gather, is definitely the shortest volume, of course, this show by far, which I guess it's fine from, of course, what I can gather, because, yeah, with, of course, the past several volumes that we actually got, they are massively big, so I think it actually feels good to actually do some things a little bit more scaled down just to ease things down a bit for sure. And again, I'm glad this latest volume actually did that for sure, So yeah, I guess that's what I can say on, of course, that front. So yeah, if you are willing to check this latest volume out for sure, then by all means, go ahead and do so. All 10 episodes of RWBY are currently available for streaming on Crunchyroll as of now, to which, once again, I don't have a premium membership as of now to actually watching on Crunchyroll, but I will plan on getting a premium membership for Crunchyroll later on in the near future for sure. And for those who are actually disappointed that this never got released onto, of course, Rooster Teeth's official website, don't worry, they did make it very clear that they will have it on Rooster Teeth's website somewhere around as early as next year for sure. So yeah, that's, of course, what we can say on, of course, that front for sure. However, if you couldn't actually wait that long for sure, or don't want to, of course, pay for streaming as normal, then don't worry about a thing. Like I said, currently, as of now, Volume 9 of this show is already out on Blu-ray as we speak, to which, yeah, I was lucky enough to get this on Amazon, and this is definitely well worth the watch for sure, to which, yeah, I think it's what I can say on, of course, that front. So yeah, if you can find this volume of RWBY on Blu-ray for sure, definitely pick this one up for sure. So yeah, and good thing too, because yeah, seems like it's got a lot of good stuff for sure, including, yeah, apparently on the back of the box, it did list that, of course, RWBY Fairy Tales and RWBY Chibi are, of course, on there. So that's awesome. So I guess for those who actually wanted to see RWBY Chibi on Blu-ray, well, I guess from what they have listed on the back of the box, close enough for sure. So, but yeah, like I say, if you got the time, definitely pick this latest volume up on Blu-ray for sure. If you got the time for sure, I wouldn't necessarily say it's probably the greatest I've actually seen since the past, pretty much the past several volumes, but I still like this one for what it is. And for that, I guess for my final score, I'll be fair on this one. I'll give it an 8 out of 10 as my final score for sure. So yeah, I know that's not really saying a whole lot for sure, but I think it's what I can gather on, of course, that front for sure. So yeah, but nevertheless, I still think this is well worth checking out for sure if you got the time for sure. So yeah, and I'll be really really excited still to see what comes our way for, of course, RWBY in the near future for sure. To which, yeah, I guess from what I could gather, despite not being greenlit just yet, I do hope that Volume 10 will actually give us something really great for sure. And I do hear the news that it might actually be the show's final volume from what I could gather. But if that being the case for sure, all I can say is, without a doubt, I do hope RWBY will, I do hope Volume 10 of RWBY that'll come very soon will definitely end this show with a massive bang for sure. And of course, yeah, and if that being the case, yeah, even after the show will pretty much come to an end very soon, I'll still actually admire it for what it actually really is, and of course pretty much other stuff that I got revolving around RWBY for sure. Like I said, I still hope to plan on pretty much working out on all of my RWBY cosplays that I actually got, particularly my gender bend Ruby Rose, and of course Lyren for sure, just to really pretty much get some things out of the way just so that I can focus on other cosplay projects for sure. And as for other stuff revolving around RWBY and other sorts of media, don't worry about a thing, I'll definitely get to those later on for sure. And you might be wondering, am I going to talk about the anime version of this show entitled RWBY Ice Queendom? Well, I mean, I would, but I'm probably going to have to save that as a separate video later on for sure. I mean, I'm not saying no to that anime for sure, but I'll definitely get to it when the time comes for sure. But we'll have to wait and see, of course, that front for sure. But until then, I guess I'm still excited to see what comes our way with, of course, for the future of RWBY in particular. And like I said, if Volume 10 is set to be the final volume for the time being, or maybe not, because I assume they might have more pretty much on the way after Volume 10, but we'll definitely have to wait and see. I do hope they'll end this show with a massive bang for sure, and actually give us a very satisfying conclusion for sure. But we shall know when the time comes for sure. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say on, of course, that front. Alright. Alright, and I guess on that thought, that'll pretty much do exactly that. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this latest thoughts video, and by all means, what do you think of RWBY Volume 9? Do you actually really like it, and think it's probably the best you've actually seen, or do you absolutely hate it, and you think the show would have actually ended off much earlier for sure, rather than continuing on for sure? Or do you think it's actually okay? Let me know in the comment section below on what you thought about this latest volume for sure. I would definitely love to know. So yeah, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this latest thoughts video, and phew, boy, finally glad I got this out of my chest for sure. So yeah, and of course, now if you'll excuse me, I think I might as well get right on to back to, of course, seeing the new movies that'll be coming up right up until the end of this year. And don't worry, just as I promised, right up until the end of this year, the link to the Entertainment Community Fund is down in the description box below. So I'm definitely going to keep that here just for you guys to check it out for sure. So yeah, I think that's what I can say, of course, that front. So yeah, right up until my next thoughts video for sure. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Special thanks to all of my supporters on Patreon for making today's video possible, including my top tier supporters for this month, VD. So if you want to be like these guys and show your support to us, then go to patreon.com/Ackleyattack427TV to pledge now, do so, and get some awesome rewards within your budget. Hey guys, this is Ackleyattack4427 here. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. Feel free to like, comment, and share if you enjoy what you're seeing. If you like what you see here and want to see more videos coming up, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button and switch on the notification bell to get notifications and select all notifications to be notified for when we post a new video. And don't forget to switch on notifications on your phone as well. Also, don't forget to check out my second channel and our 2-member channel with Sam the Thomas Fan 1, SamAttack4427TheThomasFan1 Productions for plenty more content you can't find on here. You can check both of our channels out with the links or by our handles provided on screen. Feel free to shoot me an email with my email address provided, Ackleyattack4427's@hotmail.com, if you want to ask me a question, want to collab with me for a project you've got in the works, or if you want to book me to be featured for a convention coming up. Follow me on my social media pages on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to keep up to date with me on updates, announcements, and new releases of my videos, as well as plenty of others I've got with my handles provided, as well as the links down in the description box below. Also, don't forget to follow me on TikTok for other videos I've got aside from the ones I've posted on YouTube, and on Twitch for any future live streams I've got coming up soon, as well as join our official Discord server to see what we've provided. If you wish to show your support to me, then feel free to check out my Patreon to get sneak peeks of my videos coming up before they go up online, as well as getting access to updates and playing more in addition to getting some awesome rewards within your budget. Also, don't forget to check out and show your support to me on my wishlist on Amazon, and even supporting me at streamlabs.com/AckleyattackTV/tip that you can find in the description box below, as well as on my Twitch page. And in case you can't find any of the links that are provided, then not to worry about a thing. All the links and stuff are also provided on my link tree that you can also find in the description box below, as well as a few selected number of my social media pages. Other than that, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll be sure to see you in the next video. Take care.